pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Roll call.
Singh.
Here.
Kramer. Reichner.
Here.
Henry. Eister.
I'd like to give out, before we get started, a special welcome. I see Boy Scout Troop 333 is here, and Cub Scout Troop 3333 is here. So, gentlemen, thank you for attending our meeting tonight. Feel free to ask any questions you want. We need approval of minutes of the Fire Department, Police Department, Treasurer, Engineer, Code Office, Public Works, Redevelopment Authority, and the Planning Commission.
Second.
Henry.
Yes.
Eister.
Yes.
Singh.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Is there any audience comment on any of the agenda items at this time?
I had one question.
Yes, sir.
A few meetings back when you did the first reading of these ordinances you have listed on your agenda, you had a lot of unanswered questions about the junkyard ordinance, and I don't think that was included in your first reading. So that would actually be a first reading if you read that tonight.
Correct.
Because you weren't sure about containers, you weren't sure about a lot of other things.
It can change between readings.
Did we read it and edit it, or did we not even read it at all?
I thought you just tabled it at the last meeting, but I could go back and look at the.
She thinks-
Signs and billboards.
Yeah, that it was voted on, she thinks it was voted on, and with the understanding we were gonna change it. But I'll make a note of it in case it wasn't, but we think it was voted on the first time. The only one, there should be one missing here, and that was that one, we talked about the apartments. We left that all purposely because we haven't had a chance to we're gonna have a meeting and have people to come. Amy, do you remember, she brought up a couple times at the meeting. I don't think Jamie's here from CDBG. Approve and advertise for bids for demolition. Jim, want to do those two? You want me to?
Go ahead, I won't.
Okay. We have,
It's not necessary. It's not sent to everybody to read those 84 pages.
oh, okay,
It just wants to approval to advertise to do.
okay.
Demolition.
Yeah, we're not bidding. All right, so I need a motion to make, for the approval to advertise for the bids for demolition for 714 North 7th Street.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
Eister. Singh.
Yes.
Kramer. Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Approve resolution to authorize CEDACOG to sign the documents for DCED. That's already all been approved. We just need to approve the resolution.
Make that motion. Second. Pardon?
Singh.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Eister.
Okay, market sheet update.
Market Street update, we need two approvals here for payment. Change order number 1 on Market Street, $3,450.00 is for a catch basin replacement. Make a motion to pay that change order.
Second. That money's already.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Eister. Singh.
Yes.
Approval for payment, second payment for G.R. Charles, Market Street project, $89,885.44. This is one payment for that project, which we have between 12th and 13th Street. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. They put there the problems or the questions we had. Okay, I'll second that.
What were the problems?
The portion of right off of Pleasant Avenue didn't look quite level. And that was what, I guess what they were going to do, the meeting that I have, they're going to remove brick and straighten it out. I haven't heard anything since then.
I seen him do it I was up there one day, and there were three guys up there, they removed that where the brick was higher, and kind of tried to level along
Yeah.
the bricks. I watched them one day remove them, and they level all along. Looks
When
pretty
we were
nice.
across the street park that day, you could see a little slope in it, outside of that was all.
Looks pretty good that way, they did the work.
And Julie, also, there was a broken stone we found, to replace the broken stone. Two items
In the wall.
in the wall.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a motion, second?
That's it.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Ister, Persing,
Yes.
Kramer.
SRI update. Megan, did I see Megan?
Yep, I'm back here. I'll just speak up, if that's all right. I only have a couple things. One is that New Year's was very successful. Probably the best attendance we've had so far, and also great images. We had lots of photographers out taking great photographs, and we posted those online. Also, the Taste of Sunbury portion of it at the VIP booth was very successful. We had 12 city restaurants that participated in that, and it was a great spread, and people seemed to enjoy it a lot. In addition, Veterans Banners, we're just starting to get going for this year's event. So Veterans Banners is the first thing that we have that we're starting to get organized for. So if people had banners in the past, they should have received an email. Otherwise, anyone who's interested in getting involved can contact the office, the SRI office. All I have anything significant.
All right. Thank you. Redevelopment Authority update.
We have one public nuisance property. Concerning resolution. All right, we have one property this we need to look at for public nuisance. It's 418 South 2nd Street, Sunbury, and that is owned by K.L. Goldberg and Marlon W. Pop. The property it's a unique property in that it's been vacated and abandoned at this point. But someone went into the property and removed all of the contents within the building and put them in the yard. And so it's become a public hazard. And so this is a little bit unique, not too abnormal, but we're declaring it a public nuisance, but we're doing it as a summary abatement so that the code office can work to have everything removed from the yard to remove the public hazard and safety issues. This will be done immediately rather than waiting the normal 30 days. In the meantime, the proper service will be given to the property owner and lien holders, and we'll go through the normal process. Any costs that are associated with the code office doing that would then be a lien against the property to be covered by the property owner. The resolution that I have in front of me here for the City Council is, whereas the City Council of the City of Sunbury has legal authority to declare properties a public nuisance pursuant to the Third Class City Code 53 PS Section 37320, whereas the City Council takes this action by formally acting as a Board of Health. Therefore, it is hereby resolved as follows. The City Council hereby acts as the Board of Health in the adoption of this resolution. The City Council declares that the property located at 418 South 2nd Street, Sunbury, Pennsylvania 17801 is a public nuisance. The City Council declares that a summary abatement of the reported public nuisance pursuant to Third Class City Code 53 PS Section 37703A is necessary. The Code Enforcement Office shall be designated to proceed with abatement of the public nuisance at this property with notice served on the property owner and all lien holders of the property pursuant to Third Class City Code 53 PS Sections 37321 and 37703A. Go ahead and give that to you.
Just quick question. You say like chairs, furniture, what do you set out in the yard?
I'm sure it might go with greater detail, but
You name it, it was there.
it's
They're literally the kitchen sink.
it's pretty
What happened
dramatic.
Is that a mortgage company ended up with the property and there hasn't, the transfer hasn't been done through its improper filing or, one thing I was told Judge Rosini was supposed to sign the papers and he didn't. But I spoke to somebody on Sunday and they were cleaning it up then. It's a company from Maryland who's doing it. They're the ones that moved the stuff outside also from inside the building. Then they were told to wait until there was some problems, but they said that would be out of there by Wednesday. Right?
That's correct. On Wednesday.
That's a lot of work, some of you do a lot of work to throw all that
Yeah.
stuff out there.
A lot of garbage.
All right, need a motion to accept this resolution?
Make that motion.
Second?
Henry,
Yes.
Eister, Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
The only other thing for redevelopment authority, I believe is gonna, our next auction is gonna be February the 6th. Right, 6th.
Yes.
I don't know, I don't have the property numbers here in front of you, but we'll bring them up at the next meeting
Yeah, we'll have it next one.
on the 25th. And everybody that's on that list, again, if there's anybody here that's not on the list and you're interested in that, you just get a hold of Brianna or down at City Hall or down in the mayor's office, just leave an email address. Then about a week before, maybe a couple days before, we always notify everybody, and that's how we get pretty good crowds to bid on these properties. So it's like a, you know, it's just like a reminder that we're gonna be having the auction. So if you're interested at all, like I say, just drop off an email or call us with an email or get a hold, like I said, Brianna or Terry. Unfinished business, second reading ordinance changes, Rick.
Lady and gentlemen, I've been waiting all week to say that. We do have some second readings we need to clear up tonight, but I want to start with a first reading, and that is on the permitted uses in neighborhood business. We originally passed that ordinance on 5/11/15 and 6/8/15. Unfortunately, with that, we had forgotten the enclosed storage units, and that needs to be added to that ordinance. So I'm asking you gentlemen just to add enclosed storage units for first reading to permitted uses in neighborhood business.
Will we do that now? I'll make that motion.
What code is that now?
Neighborhood business, permitted uses, section 17549.
Okay?
Okay.
Yep.
Kramer,
Now,
Wait a minute.
oh, sorry.
We'll do one at a time.
Yes.
Kramer, Reichner,
Yes.
Henry, Eister, Persing,
Yes. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, as I continue, these are all gonna be second readings now. First one being mobile home. We're changing that to pre-manufactured housing. Since the code has changed, they call it now pre-manufactured housing. And that is definition, remove mobile home and add pre-manufactured housing.
Need a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry, Eister, Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, the second one then is the follow-up to the first one, pre-manufactured housing park, or mobile home park, as it was called in the past. We made extensive changes to that. You gentlemen had nothing to abstain from, or excuse me, not abstain, neglect, or reject any of the changes.
Need a motion?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister, Persing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Go ahead, Dick.
Okay, and the next one is definition for junkyards. First reading, the gentleman suggested we change trailers to utility trailers and change the word container to drum. That was changed in the definition, and, which is 175.4, and that wording was also changed in 175.70, which is uses prohibited in all districts.
Have a motion?
Yes.
I have a question on that though, before you,
Go ahead.
how does that conflict then with the one that you just read, where you added enclosed containers? Because
It's
the
enclosed
definition of your
storage.
junkyard says any structure, any lot, any partial lot, any
I'm sorry, Joe, you
structure.
have to speak up, I can't understand what you're saying.
Your definition of junkyard says any structure that's used to hold and then you have a long list of things that can go in that structure.
Right.
So how does that differ from a enclosed container that you just passed as neighborhood business?
Actually,
Approved
if you-
uses.
If you look at our change, down at number 3, it's pretty clear to the question I believe you're asking. It says carports or tarps or any other type of temporary covering does not constitute the proper covering or storage of materials or
I'm
objects.
talking about the first sentence of your actual definition.
Right.
Where it says
That's not being changed.
any structure.
What we're saying is, if you want to store materials, it needs to be an enclosed building, enclosed storage unit.
But doesn't that count as a structure? I mean, that,
I'm not understanding your question at all.
I think he's defining the structures as a carport and stuff.
Correct.
Cannot be
Anything
used.
that's open, that's visual, that you can
It's an
visually
open
see.
structure, it has to be an enclosed structure.
Right.
okay, so anything that's closed is gonna be okay.
It has to be an
Yeah.
enclosed storage
Yeah,
unit.
like a garage, enclosed storage unit.
That's not how it reads, but that's okay. But, I mean, I just would rather if it was more specific, so that it can't be misinterpreted.
We'll look at the language, you might be right, we'll look at the language, but you know the intent.
Well, you know the intent, but I mean, the intent could change over the years as different people come into, charge. So,
Okay.
Mike, when you said about trailers, what sort of utility trailers are you talking about?
Open-ended utility trailers. There's multiple lists here. We have campers, of course, the campers, utility trailers, of course, the utility trailers. Basically, carry-on trailers
Okay.
that are not registered in the state of disrepair.
As long as they're registered, you can,
Yep,
okay,
yep, registered, because they carry the vehicle insurance.
right.
it also says places that sell appliances or appliances for sale.
What's that?
It also says in there, any place that holds appliances for sale or building materials. I mean, is that new? Is that used? It doesn't really specify. It just says building materials. It says
This is for
appliances.
properties. This has nothing to do with a business per se. This has to do with junk in people's properties.
But it's not
and
specific is
yards.
what I'm saying. It's not, it doesn't specifically say that. It just says,
I think that section specifically says about.
Yeah, any place or places, either public or private property. Or worn out, discarded, secondhand rubbish, wood, building, appliances, drums, or scrap metal. I don't understand what you're not understanding there, Joe.
Would that apply to the trailer that I'm always complaining about, and I think you always reference to it as being a part of or owned by the fire company near the railroad on Second and Pennsville? And that sits there as a trailer with junk and trash around it. Does
I
that
would-
ordinance pertain to that?
I would consider that an enclosed storage unit.
You would consider?
I would.
But with
My opinion.
having trash and sitting on that property and rusting out, and it's not closed because the door to the back it's open, it's like it doesn't have a door. Would that ordinance apply to that?
Not at this time,
And can I ask why?
because we looked at that as an enclosed storage unit, not a utility trailer or camper or anything like that.
So then I think we do need to make the definition clearer. If you're considering that an enclosed storage unit. And that's my opinion.
That would put an enclosure on.
You know, we just have to have them put a rear panel. And I might have missed that when I looked at it. I thought it had a door on it.
Don't know.
Bill, do you?
It's off,
Oh, it's
they'll just put a piece of plywood over it, right?
Yeah,
We can close it.
yeah, so it's not seen from the public eye. That's what.
so as long as somebody would just close in their carport and just put plywood sheets around their carport and enclose it, then that's considered an enclosed structure then.
Something like that, they need permission to do.
Yeah, we'd have to look at the zoning of that district
They
that it's
couldn't just
in.
arbitrarily do that, Jim.
I got a question. My carport actually had hooks. There was a vinyl structure around my carport at one time where it was like, you can actually see and if I wanted to store cans or even if I had like a large lump of, I get a lot of trade-ins in their metal vacuum cleaners, and I wanted to, like, you know, obviously make one trip to the salvage yard. Am I allowed to put it under my carport if I had you know,
If it was enclosed,
so I can,
with permanent, nothing temporary.
but it has to be permanent?
Yes.
Like whether make it into like a garage, like,
You would have, we just can't arbitrarily do that. You would have to look at that, see if it meets setbacks and everything else to
Right.
impose it.
Permits will
Because
need
the
to be,
setbacks on
permits will need to be
carport, open carport are different
contained.
than an enclosed structure.
But it was already at one time a carport, is that what you're saying?
oh, it's a carport, but it had hooks on it where somebody had, I took them down when I got the property, but it had like vinyl, like somebody used to go in there and maybe, you know, maybe work on their car and stuff like that.
So it should already have the setbacks, because it was a carport.
Setbacks for a carport are different than the setbacks for an enclosed structure.
What about if you just have like metal roofing in your backyard out in the open? Is that considered something that you shouldn't have?
It would be, that would fall under scrap metal, yes.
Mike, is this where the firewood comes in the place, stored in your backyard? Because through the winter time, that's my heating source
Right.
throughout the year. I store it at a friend's house to dry and cure it. And around October, I bring it from his house and I put it in my house, in my backyard.
If you put it in a shed, I don't think you'd have an issue.
The only thing I don't have on the front, I don't have a door on it because I like the wind to blow through, so the air can get to it, so it dries.
We may have to make a provision on that. You know, you may have to put doors on, put vents on it or something.
I mean, I don't mind doing that if
Yeah, I
I
know.
could, you know, but that's, you know, 98%. I very seldom use any other type of fuel,
Understand.
so that's.
Yes, sir.
Utility trailer, is that including boat trailers or snowmobile trailers?
Anything that's unlicensed.
Anything that's not licensed, it's in a state of disrepair.
Oh, but if it's in good condition, you don't have a
And
problem?
registered, yeah.
It has to be, have a current license and registered.
Well, not on your property, it doesn't, just to let you know. Just to let you know.
The way our vehicle ordinance is written,
State law supersedes that on there because it's property.
if we go above a state regulation, we're fine.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Back to this firewood. I burn firewood also in the wintertime. It's not my 100% source of heat, but it's about 75%. I have a very small backyard, I have a privacy fence up, I have no room for a shed, I use a tarp to cover it. Now, you're telling me that I cannot do that?
I don't believe firewood was looked at when we were doing this. We're looking
He
at.
just asked you the question about firewood.
I think it was-
Mr. Swanger, if I may finish explaining myself. Firewood was not looked at when we were doing this ordinance. We were looking at building construction materials,
Okay.
people going around tearing down properties, storing the wood on their property that's causing nuisance to the neighboring properties with rodents and stuff building nests inside that wood, and just bringing down the overall character of the neighborhood.
I just wanted to clear this
The
because.
firewood has not, it's not, if you
Okay,
read this, it
yeah.
has rubbish, wood, building materials, that's all tied together.
So I just want to make sure that this doesn't come about later on down the
No,
line,
right.
you know?
This
Firewood would have nothing to do with this.
Because my property is very small, there's no room for a shed, there's no way I could build a shed there. And the only way I can protect it is by putting a tarp over it. But I'm inside, like I say, I'm inside of a privacy fence. So as far as looking like it's, you know, a dump or something, it doesn't look that way.
Right, right.
I try to maintain my property.
Like I say, everything that's written in there is parts of things, parts utility trailers, and
Okay,
it
so-
rubbish, wood, building materials, so.
Okay, so
Talking about
say
scrap
say
wood.
that.
The firewood is not included in this.
Okay,
Nowhere does it say firewood in this.
okay, very
See,
good.
that's where I was wrong, because someone called me and told me that I should attend this meeting tonight because firewood was in that.
It just says
And
wood.
that's why I
It
came,
just says,
because.
it says rubbish, wood, building materials.
It doesn't specifically say what type of wood. It just says, it doesn't say what type of wood, it just says
We
wood.
should put
It's in there with
scraps.
rubbish and building materials, that would be scrap wood, why would you put
It has a comma between it. You have other things in there. It doesn't, I'm just saying it needs to be more specific.
You wanna put the word scrap in front of wood?
Thank you, I just wanted to clear that.
No
up.
problem.
Sure.
Any other questions? You need a, you got a motion? With the,
Does not include the fire.
That's even more clear. Okay, so instead of that, we'll just put does not, we'll make a special thing. Does not includes firewood.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I have a dock that I store at my property when it's not at the campground. And it does not come with a title. It's not titled, but it's an old pontoon boat. But I have like I was told I don't need a title or have it registered because it's just an old pontoon boat with wood on it that is made as a dock, and you take it out to the campground, you use it as a pier or a dock there for the boats, and I bring it to my house when it's out of the water.
And the whole dock
Yeah.
on a trailer.
It's
How'd
not,
you get it there?
it's not on a trail. I normally have it brought in on a flatbed. And, you know, I drag it out with a flatbed and, you know, park it, and when it's time to put it back in the water, I drag it up on a flatbed and I'll put it in the water.
So you calling it a trailer, what are you calling it?
It's not a trailer, it's a pontoon boat that has, it's considered a dock. But I just wanna make sure, I didn't know if that falls under like a vehicle or
No, it's not a
title.
vehicle, but
It would be, it's an old boat that was converted into a dock, that's what I'm, but they don't, because I'm using it as a dock, it does not need to be registered, it's predated. I just have a sales receipt for it from the owner, and that's pretty much it. I don't know, it's like 23 foot tall.
well, as long as it stays together as a dock, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's in
these
good,
guys-
it's good in condition, I keep it clean, it's not like, and it's painted, it doesn't look like it's, and it has a tarp over it, so I didn't know.
Well, that's a problem. We have a lot of people covering things up with tarps and they think it's all right, so then you have yards with 29 tarps in them.
Yeah.
Full of junk. But I'm just saying, and I'm not speaking for the code office, but if it's clearly a dock and that's what they say it is, then it would be all right. But if it comes to the point where it just all falls apart and let it sit in your yard for a long time, then it's a pile, then it's a pile of scrap.
I just have one other question then too, like, how would this affect places like Sunbury Motors and other places that have, like Sunbury Motors has 2 junkyards in town?
I think Rick said this only pertains to residential, correct?
It says public or private property.
It would affect it the same way.
It doesn't say it doesn't pertain to businesses.
If it's not maintained, if it's part of a business, okay? And I'm not gonna mention any names, but we had a business here in town that totally neglected a property. And as long as it's maintained within reason, I mean, you can't tell a business they can't do certain things. But they still need to maintain it with some kind of decency.
But again, that's only your opinion. It's not, it doesn't specifically say that in the ordinance. You're just saying that that's your intent.
This stuff here was made for
But that's-
residential properties, more so than businesses also.
Well, then it should say that.
It
is
does
what
in the
it's
top says neighborhood business district. I don't know if the places we're talking about are in any neighborhood business districts. This is clearly changes to Article 9 NB neighborhood business district.
Sunbury Frame and Alignment, I think, is in neighborhood business.
What is this under? Surely there's a difference between industry and business.
It's under 17570.
It says in all
They
districts.
have a fence around it, and it's okay on their property because they're a business.
Yeah.
Because the ordinance says in all districts. It doesn't say specifically in residential districts, it says all districts.
175-70. Use is prohibited in all districts. Is 175-70 all districts, or is it just residential? I don't have, don't have a book with you, do you?
No, that's the wording. Use is prohibited in all districts.
Would it be easier, we just table this one for tonight?
Well, it sounds like you're gonna have to, if you don't have, if you can't I thought this was just residential. If you're saying it's everything, then we have to look at the business.
And then take notes of what I'm sure you did, everything, and then we can reword it. Review it next meeting, see what happens.
Yeah, it's not like we have to wait 30 days, do it on the 25th. What's next, 175, 78? Lost track of where we're at here.
73.
Okay.
This is the
Well,
one that we tabled because.
just 175, 78,
Okay.
I just learned that you tabled. But if I could just
Yeah.
mention to you gentlemen, on 12/22/14, December 22nd, 2014, you gentlemen passed a resolution to adopt the 2009 ICC, RIC IVC, plumbing code, mechanical code. And with that, that wording that I put in this ordinance is right out of those code books. So we're just taking the wording out of those code books and putting it into this, just to make it user-friendly for our citizens, so when they come to us, we can provide them with some information that's more clear to them, for them to swoop through it. I just want to have you make a note on that, if you would, please.
Okay.
And also, we're tabling that then, our proposed 900 square feet in central business now goes back to 1,200 square feet because of this table. Just wanted to mention that also.
Well, that's what the discussion is going to be about. We're going to have a meeting just to discuss
Right. Yep, yep.
viewpoints. That's what.
Oh, no, hey, listen, I think it's a great thing that Amy's bringing up, or
Right.
going to have a focus group to look at this and try to improve our downtown. I can't fault her for that. I think it's a great thing.
Okay, now back to supplementary 175, 73.
Yep, and that has to do with transmission towers. These gentlemen had no changes on that from the first reading.
Need a motion to accept? Motion.
Chrissing,
Yes.
Kramer, Reichner, Henry, Eister.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, and we have two more. This one has to do with 175-74 parking lot screening and landscaping. The only change you had was you wanted to remove subsection 2, letter B, to remove the no interior of a parking lot shall be without a shade tree. We removed that on your report.
Motion.
Need a second?
Kramer, Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister, Chrissing.
Yes. One more, Mike.
One more, 175-4C, which has to do with mental health establishments. We took out the wording of mental retardation, and we replaced all wording with intellectual disabilities. And that was from a law that President Obama signed in October 2010. It's called the Rosa Law, to remove that word, or that language from.
Motion.
Need a second?
Chrissing,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Reichner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Eister.
The last one on there, 35-1 police force, that was that rewording, take out that sentence in there that mentioned city shall have 15 police officers.